Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Buford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Since been on the way, 10 Central Albums have turned 40 this year. First time for a few emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail.
Had a question, what exploded, blew up, or went pop? Guys, a few years back, I was hanging out on the Oregon coast over the 4th of July. As expected, the beach was just a war zone. I mean, every type of firework imaginable being lit off. The smoke descended like a fog, making the sunset bright orange. Well, as we're watching and partaking in this fun, and waiting for the town's, quote, official show to light off, we hear a group of guys behind us start screaming. They're shouting, OS, OS, and before we can even turn around to look, a mortar explodes no more than 10 feet above us. Pieces rain down, kids screaming, everyone looking around, generally confused. I guess their launcher was on some soft sand, and as they loaded the firework, it became unstable. Just before launch, it started to tip, hence the screaming. Maybe the empty case of beer and handle of R&R had something to do with it, too. All I can say is thank God it did not tip all the way over and become a rocket along the ground. Stay classy, guys. This story was back in 2008. My dad and I show up to do some work on a house one day when we noticed a little bird standing in the middle of the driveway. Upon further inspection, this bird is violently shaking his head all around, looking crazy, and standing totally still. Not thinking too much about it, we get to work. Well, throughout the day, I noticed every time I'd make a trip back down to the truck, that bird had moved approximately 6 inches from its previous location and had crapped itself. This occurred all day. Eventually, there must have been 50 spots where the bird had crapped itself. On my final trip down to the truck, I went to check on the bird, and it had completely exploded. Oh! There was a giant bloody pile of feathers with the bird's severed head laying a few feet away. No sign of the rest of the bird. I have no idea what caused this bird to explode, but it was definitely one of the most bizarre experiences I've ever had.
Jesus.
Rock on, bitches. That from Anthony. What do you think the bird ate?
Alka-Seltzer? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. What
That's the only thing I've ever heard.
But I thought that was faster. It's not something I've ever done, but the people that do it, like go to the beach, I thought it was pretty rapid. I don't know.
Okay.
Jeez, whatever it was, don't eat that.
Moving along to the birthdays, boo bitches. My brother Alex and I are longtime listeners. I'd like to wish him a happy 33rd birthday. Gonna get a little kid fish sandwich, a Joey Chestnut, and the dirtiest of Germans talking about off-roading. Thanks and rock on, bitches. That from Austin.
Fish challenge!
Chestnut!
Yeah, I plan on riding your dirt trail with my 2x1.
Yeah, the best part is this off-roading is getting stuck in a mud pit.
Yeah. Let's spin my wheels over and over.
Saw a guy with a really nice rig like that on the highway the other day. Had like a shovel attached to the back.
All right.
Everything was all jacked.
A Jeep?
Up. Yeah, you've seen that one? I mean, is that like a standard equipment kit that they put on those things? I mean, it looked like he was just ready to
that's what he wants you to
take on anything. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's badass. He can drive that thing anywhere.
It's probably like I'm scared of nature, honestly, and I live in a high-rise in downtown.
I can pull over at any point and just dig a hole somewhere.
Those Jeep people do take them off.
Because I'm ready, to dig a hole. Also, I want to wish my husband Jay a happy 40th birthday today. He'd like a suck-it-up cupcake. You guys talking all over each other about dogs versus cats as pets. Thanks, guys. That from Dora.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
I'll just tell you,
man. It's real simple.
Put that on my cat.
My dog's my friend. The cat tolerates me.
He's a great cat. I love him.
My dog doesn't just occasionally bite me because he's in a bad mood. Goddamn cat does.
My dog just had surgery.
Slipper soon.
About $7,000.
Whatever. My daughter loves her.
Only you people. I live out of market listening on radio.com, so I know no one will do it for me. In honor of my 49th rotation around the Great Ball of Fire, can I get some turtle wax and Coach Ted coaching up those turtles? Thanks, guys. That from Sparky Mike in Salem, Oregon.
Oh, I'm supposed to do it in the pause.
Oh, whatever.
Can you hit it again, Mike? Oh, sure. Hold on. Hang on, Mike. Hang on, Miles. We got to get it in the pause. All right, here you go, Turtle. You're almost there, Turtle. Come on. Hang on. You know what? Just let it go. Take this as a W.
A W or no?
That's a W, Miles.
That's a W. That's the sound of a W.
Look, she might call it an L, but we all know damn well that's a W.
Guys, you there are my only friends in the world, and I know that no one else would do this for me, so I'm doing it for myself. I turned 53 years old today. Would love to hear a happy Chinooka, and can I grow up? Peace out, bitches. That from Dirk in Lakewood.
Happy Chinooka.
Hang on. I don't think I've ever done that. Can I grow up? There it is. Hang on one second.
Can I grow up?
Yeah, you get it down.
Is that your first grow up?
It's Ray J, right?
Yes.
Yes,
my first grow up.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Bitches.
Yas, the Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefly.
Thank you, Bob, and we appreciate it. Read you a couple here, extra ones as we try to connect with Ryan Castle in his basement bar studio. Guys, as far as weird food combinations, among all the weird food combinations of food I've tried, one stands out from your list. Specifically, the peanut butter and cheese one. Peanut butter and Cheez-It sandwiches with a glass of milk because it was dry as hell, but damn good. Worst best part was 19 and therefore completely sober. Just a fat ass at the time. Cheers to Positive Friday, bitches. Rock on. That from Bacon.
That's got to be kind of hard to put butter on a little Cheez-It.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I choked to death.
Yeah. Guys, on the weird food combo subject, I thought I'd throw in a couple of my concoctions. One is dry cinnamon toast crunch and regular goldfish crackers mixed together like a trail mix.
No.
Seriously, if you have these two things in your home, go home and try it. Also, I am a firm believer that you can put anything on a flour tortilla, and it's good. You mentioned PB and jelly, but also try cream cheese and jelly. It's awesome.
All right.
Lastly, Miles said he made marmalade on a cracker with a sliced pepperoni. Try that with a little cream cheese. Keep on rocking, bitches. That from Nick the electrician.
Nick's like, listen, man, just put cream cheese on it.
Right.
That's all I'm asking.
All the Men's Room, I'm a podcast listener here through radio.com. Last week on Bad Choice Friday, you guys left the audio where you say the results of Bad Choice Friday, but you cut out Afternoon Delight. LOL, I only like that song because of Anchorman. But would you guys consider leaving just the Bad Choice Friday song in on the podcast? I know you cut all songs, but since you lead it up to the show, it would be funny and complete if you left it in. Thanks for always doing a great show. That from Mitch. Mitch, we're legally not allowed to do that.
Yeah, it's someone else's.
Yeah.
You can't put it on a podcast. That's
No music at all. That's basically what it comes down to.
You're not happy enough, Mitch? I specifically got it in so you knew who won, huh?
Right. Is that the same guy who said, can you tell us who wins?
I changed the rules for him. He's still not happy.
Yeah, usually we edit that out only because we're not going to play the song anyway. So Ted labors, and he includes it afternoon. Now, you know what? You need to hire the Starland Vocal Band. I'm sure they'll work for $15.
And one more, all gentlemen, when I was a teen, as far as what did you sleep through, I would stay up late, sleep during the day. During the summer, one day, I woke up and remembered a strange dream. In it, I dreamt I was asleep. Not for the first or last time. Only to be woken up by my mom yelling at me. I couldn't understand her in the dream. So I turned over, went back to sleep. Hours later, I wake up, wondering about the strange dream, to find the bathroom door 5 feet from my bedroom broken. When asked why I got yelled at for not helping my mom, who, while cleaning the bathroom, got locked in, she apparently was banging and yelling for help for a half an hour before my older sister came home and helped her out. That from a loyal listener in Oklahoma known as Billy Jack.
Yes, friends, it's time once again for Sit and Spin. Let's gather around the old radio and listen to some swellerific new music.
Ryan Castle, are you there?
Yeah, hi.
How's your day going there at Construction Central?
I want you guys to, if you will, imagine a herd of stoic bison on the prairie, right?
Okay.
Who are all of a sudden scared into a stampede, and there's like 1,000 of them and they all run directly into a bandsaw.
Okay, so that's how your day's gone so far.
That was my house today.
You've been waiting for this this demolition, this new kitchen, and now that it's finally here, are you?
It's terrible.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. Trying to figure out all the places I can get takeout from. They're good guys though that are up there working, and I even heard some of your show today because they were listening to it.
Oh, nice. And I was going to ask, can you still I saw everything was taped
because
off.
They're listening. Thank you.
It really does look like the ending scene in E.T. where they got everything plastic up. Can you even go?
It's my Dexter murder room.
Can you even go in your living room?
It's the whole floor of my house. I can. Yeah. So there's like a zipper. There's a zipper wall that you can go into, but the problem is the dining room table is in the living room, so you would have to climb over the dining room table to get to the couch.
Now I know you got an idiot dog, but does the other dog understand what's going on?
Other dog's deaf, doesn't care.
Okay, no, so it doesn't matter. All right, so none of that stuff bothers the dog.
So the spare bedroom down here was off limits to the dogs, but now my wife is working in there, and so the dogs are spending the day in there. So she spends the entire day in bed. Not my wife, the deaf dog, and she's just having her best life, man. I bet your wife just loves being in there listening to you do your radio show like 5 feet away from her. Well, I tell you, she's thrilled right now. She was trying to plan her dog walk today for while I was doing Sit and Spin because she says I yell during this feature. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. You yell during this segment? Is that what she's complaining about? Yeah. I said, have you ever tried to have a conversation with those four dudes? Like, you gotta scream your way. You gotta get your word in. Right. Yeah. So today on Sit and Spin,
doesn't shut up.
Yeah. So we're celebrating Ted Smith's birthday today on Sit and Spin. Ted, right. I know you turned the big 40.
Oh yeah.
And I missed your birthday because I was watching Christmas Story over and over and over.
That's what most people do.
Like a red-blooded American.
Mm-hmm.
But I did send you a card, and it had a gift certificate for $20 off getting your house pressure washed. I hope you got that. And then, of course, today, Sit and Spin. And these are all albums. These are the essential albums that are turning 40 in 2021.
Now, you got to keep in mind, there were 80 initial albums on the list. Mm-hmm. Now, not all of them were great, but you knew these albums.
Sure.
Now, and Ryan, you've been doing music for God almighty, but just about as long, and you're not even 40 years old yet, are you? Are you 40 or like 42, whatever? But you know.
Yeah, I'll be 43 in April.
But you know for a fact.
I know you already had that in your Palm Pilot.
I sure did.
Yes, his Palm Pilot. That he bought when you were born.
Right, my BlackBerry. But but you have to admit, this is an incredible year in music.
It was a great year. It was an awesome year.
So these are the 10 essential albums that turned 40 years old this year on Sit and Spin.
I picked 10 best ones.
10, number 10. My blood runs cold. My memory has just been sold. My angel is a centerfold. Angel is a centerfold.
At the time this song came out, I was at the age where my angel was also a centerfold, but she changed every month, and I never had complaints.
So yeah, I think Jay Giles Band, like the issue here is, and let's give it, but the other big song off of this album was Freeze Frame, something with chicks and pictures. Like you could say this has been this guy's sexual experience for his entire life leading up to that point.
Yeah, and I kind of hate him for that.
Pictures, right?
I want to say
his whole deal here is so he knows a chick in like high school and he thinks she's gorgeous, and then one day he finds her in a nudie magazine and he can't handle it.
I've only had that experience once.
I would love that. I mean, that would be great because. I mean, if I like somebody, they didn't like me back, so I had no chance. At least now I can see them naked, right?
No, we had that experience. We were just talking about this earlier today with VD. There's a woman that we used to work with back in Baltimore, all right? And Penthouse magazine used to be delivered to the studio. So like any, as you would say, red-blooded American, and we're flipping through it. And I'm like, Miles, man, I feel like we know this chick, and not like know her from other magazines. I mean, like know her. We finally pieced it together that, yes, we did, in fact, work with this chick.
There is a difference between a centerfold, however, and a Penthouse pet as far as the photo shoot.
She shows everything.
And everything else is concerned. I will say that.
Right.
There is, but as long as she's in that centerfold, she counts.
Yes.
And Jay Giles Band, he didn't tell us she was in Playboy. She could have been in Penthouse.
Could have been Hustler.
Okay. Yeah. Could have been one of those off-brand ones.
Jugs. Look at my mom was Jugs. Centerfold and Jugs. Look at the size of that areola.
Oh, she's going to have a sore back when she gets old.
You thought it was a bird's eye view of a Jewish man in a yarmulke. Yeah. Those are her boobs.
That one on the left's bigger than a Frisbee. Think about that.
Whammo.
10
I got to keep them ones behind the counter.
You can't even tell where the nipple starts and it ends. 10 essential albums that turned 40 this year on Sit and Spin.
Number 9.
There does seem to be a general theme.
Stalkers.
Yeah. God, 40 years old.
Isn't that wild? You know, I've told this story before. I never liked Hall & Oates growing up. It was one of those things that I just dismissed offhand for whatever reason. Like, I don't listen to Hall & Oates. And it wasn't until the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony for Hall & Oates, I watched the whole big long montage. And by the time it was over, I was like, oh my God, like, I really like Hall & Oates.
I went to the concert with you.
I know.
And all Castle said is, I just don't want to. Who was it? Is it Train? Was that the band?
They were great. Train did a great job.
Castle just says,
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
And they did Drops of Jupiter last because they're predictable, and that's the problem.
It's the only song you said you didn't want to. Like, we actually got there late. We were drinking beer. We're a block away, but we all agreed.
Got there late.
None of us wanted to. It's a Castle. I think his last words to me before we split up. I just don't want to hear Drops of Jupiter. We walk in and, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been a great audience. You guys know this one, Drops of Jupiter. Like, perfect timing.
Ted, we were
that was like a few days after we saw Pearl Jam. I was like, this is we had like 3 days of Pearl Jam, and now we're going to go see Hall & Oates. Like, what a great time to be alive.
Ted, on a separate note, we were at the merch table. I was right behind you at Alice in Chains, the Crocodile. I believe it was one night, right? I bought a T-shirt. You bought a sweatshirt, correct? Am I right about that?
I was not at the show. I bought the sweatshirt during the day.
Oh, you bought the sweatshirt during the day. Is that how you got the sweatshirt from that show?
Yeah.
Now, do you know what Ryan Castle bought at the Daryl Hall and John Oates show?
Yeah, that coffee mug.
Coffee mug.
I know.
A coffee mug.
And it's sitting on my desk at the office right now, and I got to tell you, I miss it terribly.
That's when you know your band
regular old coffee mug
is hitting an older audience. Like, we have T-shirts, coffee mugs.
We got this tincture glue.
Day planners.
It's easy to know who left their coffee in the coffee underneath the coffee maker, though.
These are 10 essential albums that turned 40 this year.
Number 8.
Come on, Ted. This man will run a Harley Davidson on the goddamn stage during the show.
Oh,
just make love to you all
Judas
night.
Priest, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Once put his hand in my lap at the dinner at El Gaucho.
You said it was really uncomfortable.
No, it was super comfortable. I mean, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be with Rob Halford.
In a nice dark steakhouse. Yeah.
Yes, that's from the album Point of Entry, which we didn't get at the time, but we all understand.
It makes so much sense now.
Yeah, it's not the front. 10 essential albums that turned 40 this year.
Number 7. Could be a winner, boy, and quite well.
I think this album is spectacular, man.
How can you not like Billy Squier? You hook up some Billy Squier on Sunday morning for me. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. The Stroke was on this. The album's called Don't Say No, and Lonely is the Night.
It was a great song to sing when you're 12 years old, because we just giggled.
It is about masturbation, right?
It is.
And that's what it's about.
But
you're not even making a joke. He actually is talking.
But we didn't think that's what he meant. We thought it's all about something else, so we thought it's funny. Then you realize, like, no, that's exactly what he's talking about.
In the game, like what game?
Right,
I'm not in this game.
At 12 years, I don't masturbate.
Pocket pool.
These are the 10 essential albums that came out 40 years ago this year.
Number 6.
Monday warrior, mean strike.
I still love this album, man. You know why, Ted? Because I'm old, but I still love this. It was a great album, top to bottom.
Did you ever get into the Rush there, Ryan Castle?
No, because I was like into girls when I was growing up.
Oh, man.
Rush is the perfect example of the bit. Like, your best song is not always your most popular song. Like, I don't think that a single Rush fan on the planet would say that Tom Sawyer is their best song, but dang it if that isn't the biggest Rush song ever. Limelight on this album, too. It's a great album. I mean, this is probably this is the pinnacle of Rush.
But see, here's the difference. Rush fans don't necessarily like this album because it wasn't so far down the progressive, like it was palatable to normal people, which is probably why it is my favorite album from Rush.
Was it Rush? He didn't rush it enough?
What's that?
Said Rush didn't rush it enough on this album?
I mean, like the purists are like, it's only a 4-minute song, my friend.
They were just trying to make all radio-friendly stuff with Fly By Night. These are 10 essential albums that turned 40 this year.
Number 5. Now
57. Now the The gray-haired dove, yeah.
It's amazing how many of these solo albums from the guys in Fleetwood Mac incorporated the members of Fleetwood Mac.
It's a really, like at that point, like, well, I just kind of hired the band to do my solo.
Yeah.
But it's the band!
Exactly. But that was the first one where Stevie went solo, correct?
Yeah, that was Belladonna. This is like deep in the I have to take a break because I have the cocaine farts era.
Jesus.
My stomach's a little grumbly because I haven't eaten in 3 days and I have cocaine farts.
It's a cocaine fart.
When I fart, people get high.
I'm not sure you want to trust those.
Somebody thought I dropped a powdered donut on the chair, but no.
These are 10 essential albums that turned 40 this year on Sit and Spin.
Number 4. Nothing stays the same on train. And here's the running chain. Ain't nothing stays
Great song, great album.
This is when Van Halen was rocking.
Oh, dude, yeah.
For real. For real. Unchained is still my favorite Van Halen song. I absolutely love that song.
Mean Streets is also on this one, too. There's a couple.
So this is
a
love
great
as well
album.
for the tender folks.
These are 10 essential albums that turned 40 years old this year on Sit and Spin.
Number 3.
This one makes me feel super old, right? I remember buying all these other albums. This one, it was just about this song. I know Face Value, big ass album and all that, but like, this song was everywhere. It is still everywhere. Miami Vice kind of reinvented the song. Like, I cannot believe the song is 40 years old.
One of the few songs from Phil Collins solo, though, where he's not singing about heartbreak.
Yeah, but it's still not.
He's pretty pissed
He's
off in this
not
song. He's
happy.
not a happy guy.
Dark. It's dark, but it's not about some chick
It's not heartbreak, but it's more like, hey, bitch, remember I wrote that song about when you broke my heart? I still hate you, but here's a different reason why.
What's the line? If I saw you drowning, I wouldn't lend a hand. Like that's hard.
No, you're taking that wrong.
I think that was a dude he worked with. What, yeah.
When he was a lifeguard.
Yeah, they call it the lifeguard song.
These are 10 essential albums that turned 40 this year on Sit and Spin.
Number 2.
I remember the first time I heard this song on the radio, 12 years old, I'm like, oh my God, Foreigner might be the baddest ass band ever. I never repeated those words again, but in that moment.
Hell, they just asked if he's legal.
God, I love that song.
What is that, Foreigner 4, Castle?
Yeah, that's 4. Urgent on this album as well.
Urgent. 10 essential albums.
Now, at this age, it's when you wake up at 3 a.m. and have to pee.
Yeah. These are 10 essential albums that turned 40 years old this year. We made it to number 1.
Number 1. Don't stop believing.
For people that don't know, to put this album, I'm pretty sure every song on this album from Journey was a single, because there was never a song you didn't know. But beyond that, this album cover made its way to the side of more Dodge vans
sure did.
than any album cover in history.
And the hottest girl you knew, they all loved this album.
Actually, the hottest chick I knew, she was 16, about a year after this album came out, and she ran away from home with her boyfriend. This was like a big-ass deal, right? So they were gone for like maybe 4 days, but the cops found them because dude's van was baby blue with the Journey Escape. Seriously, airbrushed
Open
on
Arms
the side.
also on there.
Oh, yeah.
A number of hits. Thank you so much, Ryan Castle. Enjoy the construction.
So guys like Miles with really big, weird noses could meet girls.
Yeah.
I still maintain Steve Perry might be the ugliest lead singer
I might just
ever.
come over to your house and take a dump in your porta potty and sit outside in front of your yard, Ryan Castle. Just get it all greased up.
That's there for. I let the Amazon guy use it, too. Don't catch anything.
I might just hold it for 2 days and show up. Thank you, Ryan. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Bro, gnarly. What's up, Taylor? Dude, that nerd in his electric hybrid totally blew the light while texting his yuppie friends.
That's so bogus, bro. Are you hurt?
Yeah, like I can't move my hips, bro. I think I broke my pelvis, man. Dude, no way.
Taylor, you need to drop a dime and talk with the lawyers at the Advocates Law Firm.
No way, can't afford that, bro. Your crotch is broken, man, and they don't earn any money unless they win your case. Dude, no way. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact me today at advocateslaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, GEICO can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and GEICO is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
You're in the men's room. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Coming up in just a couple minutes, we'll drink a little toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. But first, a quick check out with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Hey-o. All right, there's a woman in England that mistook a box of firework poppers for candy and attempted to eat one and burned her mouth after it exploded.
The good news is she's from England, so no one can tell.
Oh, no.
Have you seen the mouths?
That's fair.
She's like, hey, man, I lost a tooth. I'm like, but if you had a full set of teeth, you'd have lost more. You would have been pissed.
Oh, goodness. A woman in North Carolina is accused of running someone over with her car. This is the second time that she's faced these charges. She did it again like 2 years ago.
Come on, man.
I think it was her boyfriend, yeah.
Right, exactly.
In the apartment.
Yeah. At what point are we going to just revoke her license? Like, anytime we see you behind the wheel, this is technically walking around with a weapon.
Yeah, because you use it as one.
Right,
You're running people over.
Because that little voice in your head that tells you not to run into people is just not speaking up today. Nestle recalled more than 750 pounds of Hot Pockets that may have glass or plastic in them.
Hot Pocket.
Now with glass.
That's not what I want.
Well, you don't want glass in your Hot Pocket?
I just don't think it would really be that great.
Glass Pocket.
Just change the name, yeah. Glass Pocket.
Glass Pocket. If you have Hot Pockets in your freezer, do you really think that you're the person that reads the news that is up on product recalls?
That's fair.
That's true.
I mean,
that's why they're being so loud about it,
folks. You know what I mean? It's just
we need everybody to get this word out,
right?
Because, you know, people who eat Hot Pockets are really concerned about their health.
It's like pizza rolls. At that moment when you're stoned and put pizza rolls in the oven, like, was there a recall, man?
Let me check the news real quick,
hell
bro.
with it, man. Mine don't have any of that in there.
I'd take Hot Pocket guy over pizza roll person.
As far as being up on the news, yes.
Yeah.
Hot Pocket guy's fancy pizza roll guy.
He is. I'm just saying, like, I bet I was probably around 30 when I got out of the pocket game.
Yeah. It's been a hot minute since I've had a Hot Pocket.
Hot minute for a Hot Pocket.
You know, Pop-Tarts are the same thing in dessert form.
I got to bring those in the air fryer one time.
Oh, Hot Pocket?
I've heard that hot Pockets in the air fryer are just bomb.
I bet it's really good.
So, there's a man in Nova Scotia that was convicted of drunk driving after he was found driving with his pants down with a missing windshield and an axe in the back seat.
I'm not drunk. I'm just crazy.
That's right.
What happened to his windshield?
I don't know, Ted. Something to do with the axe, I would assume. But
they also don't know where he got the axe.
No.
Because he was with friends who are like, we didn't see him with an axe. No idea where he got this.
I mean, look, last time I saw him, he had a windshield and no axe.
Right. Maybe he traded one for the other.
Still wasn't sober, but
so he was, in fact, drunk. Okay.
Right. Post just brought back Waffle Crisp cereal. Have you guys ever had Waffle Crisp?
I have not. You were very fired up about this.
This was my jam when I was a kid. I loved the cereal. It came out in like 1996, and they're just now bringing it back. This thing is great.
I mean, do they taste like... I'm imagining it tastes like Captain Crunch. Not the Crunch berries, but the yellow bits.
Kind of, sort of, but they got a big maple flavor to them. Like they have a syrupy flavor to them. Did you ever have French Toast Crunch from Cinnamon Toast Crunch, guys?
You know, I never did, man.
They look like they have potential.
It's great. It has this nice little toasted taste to it and a syrupy taste to it. It is fantastic. I am stoked about this. I'm getting these.
I'm not above trying Waffle Crisp.
Do you understand that Kellogg's already makes a Eggo cereal with maple syrup flavoring?
That's all fine and dandy, but that's not my Waffle Crisp, Miles.
All right, I'm just saying.
You know, that's that Waffle Crisp.
You know, where there's a post, there's a Kellogg knockoff.
That's right.
Or vice versa.
That is exactly right.
Mike did bring up earlier today, how come Post cereal has not released the Malone?
Right.
Try new Post Malone.
Post Malone cereal.
Because I think the tagline would be, we promise you, considerably better than it looks.
And the toy inside is a temporary neck tattoo or face tattoo.
Comes with little marshmallow face tattoos.
Freak your parents out.
It's really good. It just looks bad.
Those little temporary tattoos.
Is that a
right underneath your
star on your cheek?
Yeah, the cereal itself has foam little crocs.
Right.
Or marshmallow crocs.
Marshmallow crocs.
Is that a marshmallow Bud Light seltzer? New study found that it could be possible to predict heart attacks years in advance by monitoring the calcium buildup in the aorta.
That sounds like something everyone's going to get on board with.
That's right.
My calcium measuring tool for my aorta.
You're going to have a heart attack in 4 days, 28 minutes.
And why can't doctors be more precise?
Right.
You know, in the next 5 to 10 years, you might have a heart attack. Or, what are you doing Thursday, bro? Cancel your plans.
Yeah, right.
Sit down, find a comfy spot.
Get some Bear aspirin.
Chew on a piece of wood. There's a woman that sent a note in the note to the jail that she was incarcerated in, giving it 4.5 stars for her stay.
Out of 5?
That'd be my guess, yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Right? It's a good jail.
It makes you wonder what her living conditions are like.
I'd like to read that Yelp review.
I really would. Wait, look. Can't say much for prisons, but we have heard, once again, if you're locked up in Pierce County, the cornbread is to die for.
Mm-hmm, that's right. Let's see here. BuzzFeed.com just put out a list of the 19 male actors who, quote, played the same exact character in almost every movie that they've been in.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the top 10 here for you. Are you guys ready for this? Any guesses? You know what, Ted? I can see you're already ready to guess something.
I have two that I always... It's not that they are bad actors. I just don't know if they're good.
I was gonna say, you're going to say my guy.
Pacino.
Or Denzel.
I was going to say De Niro.
Denzel's good, De Niro's good, Jack Nicholson and Al Pacino. I mean, they're just the exact same character in different scenarios in every movie.
I'll guess Sylvester Stallone.
You know what? Let me give you guys the description of these guys, and let's see if you can guess them here. So number 10 is an overgrown man baby in every single movie.
I know this one.
Okay, all right.
You know who this is.
Ted, you got it? Who's
overgrown man baby.
Overgrown man baby in every single movie.
Not baby like he annoys some people. You guys love this guy. He, a former SNL...
Will Ferrell.
You nailed it.
Yeah,
all right.
That's a good point.
Number 9, he's played the same sleazebag in every movie he's been in since Easy Rider.
James Spader. No, I know.
Jack Nichols.
Yeah, Jack
Nicholson. Nailed it,
Nicholson.
Ted. Jack Nicholson.
You know, we were saying earlier, even in like A Few Good Men, he's supposed to be this dead serious Marine with some serious S going on. I never believed him as a Marine. I'm like, it's just Jack Nicholson wearing Marine blues, dude. There's still something to smarmy, and he still looks like he's sticky.
All right, we got the 10 actors who play the same character in almost every movie. Number 8, always a grown-up version of his swingers character.
Oh, Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn.
Absolutely.
I love Vince Vaughn.
I know, but
I like
if you
his
like
movies.
him, you'll always like him, because it's the same thing.
Right. He always appears to not want to be where he's at, but he's making the best of the situation.
Right.
Number 7, an awkward and dorky boy who looks uncomfortable.
Michael Cera.
Nailed it.
Wow.
Nailed it.
Wow.
Michael Cera.
That's all he ever does. That's all he ever does.
Nice job.
Every movie he's in.
Even when he played himself in This Is the
I was
End.
going to say John Heder.
Not bad.
Hader, yeah, that's a pretty solid.
He just needs to be in more stuff.
Right, that's it.
Yeah, that's fair. These are the 10 male actors who play the same character in almost every movie. Number 6, vaguely charming, intelligent British bloke.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's all he ever
charmingly
is.
befuddled. Number 5, this is just easy. Number 5 of the male actors who play the same character in almost every movie, badass machete killer guy.
Oh, Machete. What's
Machete. We saw this guy in Pain in the Grass.
Robert Trujillo?
Yeah,
Trujillo?
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
You're thinking of the bassist for Metallica, Ted. Robert Trujillo. Let's see here. Male actors who play the same character in almost every movie. Number 4, always the good guy, even when he's the bad guy. It's a little bit of a vague description. Let me give you this one. He also never ages.
Black dude.
Yep.
Prince.
Yep.
Fresh Prince of
Yep.
Bel-Air.
Will Smith.
Nailed it. Will Smith. All right. Number 3, judgmental nerd who thinks he's better than everyone.
I hate this guy, too.
Oh, Jonah.
Nope.
Jonah Hill?
No.
You're close. You know who it is? Social Network.
He was Lex Luthor.
Yes, he was.
And he's still you're Lex
Yes,
Luthor.
he
You're
is.
still, what? God damn it, what's his name?
Katzenberg?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Eisenberg. He's got the guy that looks just like him, and everybody gets confused.
That's
Michael Cera.
Okay, right. Okay.
Who's also the dorky guy.
Right.
Number 2, badass who kicks ass and takes names.
The Rock.
The Rock. Dwayne
But
The Rock
to be
Johnson.
fair, what else? A man that large comparatively to anyone else, like, dude, you know you have this role because you're an ass-kicking machine.
That's right. And you're huge.
Right, you don't fit into normal clothes. You look like you can kill people. Like, that's the role you're going to
Yeah,
get.
he's not the manager of Joanne Fabric.
Right, that's not the role he's getting.
Hobby Lobby, he's not going to show
Wasn't
you.
his first movie like the second Mummy movie or the Scorpion King or something
Scorpion
like
King,
that?
yeah.
Or like, he showed up as the Scorpion King and then got his own movie out of that.
Correct. And he played the same thing, just a big muscular dude that roared a lot. This is the number 1 male actor that plays the same character in almost every movie. To be honest with you, I only know him from 3 from the same franchise, not anything else, but he's a mysterious, smart guy with few facial expressions. Blonde-haired fella, he just got kicked out of his job. Quite possibly for, what's his name?
Mysterious, doesn't have a lot of facial... James Bond.
Yes.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
You absolutely nailed
You know
it.
who else should be on that list? I'm just thinking Jeremy Piven.
Yeah,
Right?
angry.
He's always the same. I think he's very funny, but he's always the exact same
Same
character.
with Paul Giamatti.
Right. Paul
Down out on his luck, drunk.
He's smart.
Miserable.
He tolerates what's going on, but he just, you know what? They should take Paul Giamatti and Rock and say, look, we're going to recreate all of your movies, but you guys play the opposite roles.
But Giamatti's just a regular looking dude. I think he could play other roles. They just don't offer him romantic leads.
He ain't going to be and you're not doing an action flick, right?
Others on the list: Jim Carrey, he's the obnoxious, irritating, over-the-top guy. Al Pacino rarely gets a happy ending in his movies. Jackie Chan, he's always the hardened guy with a tragic backstory. Jeff Goldblum, forever the slightly weird, quirky, eccentric. Robert Downey Jr., always an overly confident, snarky dude. And Mark Wahlberg, he always plays a hyper-masculine and extremely obnoxious man who ends up involved in some sort of action scenario.
I think those are all fair.
That's fair.
Yep. It's called typecasting. A group in Southeast England throwing a party during the pandemic say that they have a good reason as to why.
What is that good reason?
I will tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This. We'll take caller 9 at 206-421-ROCK. All right, have we made it to drinking time?
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.